Hi everyone, so I'm a little more casual than you'll usually see me today, and that's because I'm actually going to be posting a makeup tutorial. So I very, very rarely do makeup tutorials. One of the reasons is because I don't really watch those. It's just not something I find enjoyable, but I know a lot of people really like them, and I actually got a request to do one, which means a lot to me. I love when y'all request videos. I have videos I'm pretty much just going to make because I like them, but I also want to make videos that y'all want to see. So someone requested it, and I was planning on doing it anyway, so that makes me really happy. But I'm going to do a tutorial today or get ready with me. I don't like to call it a tutorial because I'm a scientist. I'm not trained to be a makeup artist. But it's with the Urban Decay Electric Palette. So I'm going to be using this palette and also a lot of my 17 and 17 products. So if you don't follow that series, it's a project pan. I'm going to list it below. I'm going to do my full face. Obviously right now, this is just my bare face. This is what I look like with no makeup on. And we're going to play with this. So I don't really know what I'm doing today, but I think I'm going to do a rainbow eye. I'm reaching over into my little acrylic organizer that's in my monthly makeup bag. I'll link that playlist down below. It kind of helps me focus in on some of my rather extensive makeup collection. So first I'm going to pull out the Neutrogena Crease Proof eyeshadow. I'm going to use this mirror in the electric palette, but hopefully it's not going to be too much in y'all's way. So this is just a light taupe. I don't necessarily think you have to use this one. It's just this one is in my 17 and 17. So I use it every day. I do notice that there's a lot of fallout with these because they are pressed pigments. They're not technically eyeshadows. So I actually think like if you have a glitter glue, I don't know, that might be a little overkill, but I think it would be good for this. So there's my primer. I forgot to pull out a Q-tip. I'm drinking coffee. I hope that's okay. This is my mug from the Georgia Aquarium. I love the Georgia Aquarium. I'm a marine biologist. In case you did not know, if you're new here, hello, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. But, so we have that. That's a nice little canvas. I'm also going to put this, which is the Rimmel Scandaeleyes Kohl Kajal in 005 Nude. I'm just going to kind of put it in my inner corner, because I'm thinking we're going to start out the inner corner, and we're going to go out, and we're going to kind of have this rainbow effect. That's the goal. We'll see what happens. But this is a nice kind of tackier base for the... And I'm also just going to go ahead and put it in my inner rib just because I'm already have it out. I feel like when I put that in my inner corner, it kind of makes my inner corner highlight pop a little bit more. And I am all about a really big, super popping inner corner highlight. I know that technically you're supposed to do a little one. It looks more natural. Blah, blah, blah. I like it real big and like extreme. It's just my personal preference. Alrighty. So, there, we have that. I know I want to put Revolt, which is the silver, in the inner corner, but I think to give it a little bit more of a base, because I've done a full review. If you haven't seen, I've done a review, a Do You Really Need It, and a This or That, all with the Urban Decay Electric Palette. So I'll link that below in case you want to, get pretty much all of my thoughts on this palette. But I want to have something as a base for the Revolt, so I'm going to use this Estee Lauder Duo, which is in my 17 and 17, and just to give you a little sneak peek, I hit pan on it. Really excited about that. I was not expecting to hit pan on it. So I'm going to grab the silver shade, which is what, Platinum Polish? Yeah, Polished Platinum. I'm just going to put it on the inner corner. This is a crown brush. I like when people tell me the brushes. Oh, well, it's all rubbed off. But it's this crown duo-ended brush. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the inner corner. You don't really have to do this, and it doesn't have to be this shade by any means. There you go. So, let's go ahead. I'm going to grab the brush. I think I'm going to use this. This is the brush that actually comes with the Urban Decay Electric Palette. I like it pretty good. And I'm going to grab Revolt, which is this silver shade. And I'm going to just kind of place it in the inner corner. I'm really putting a lot on the brush because it's really like a glittery shade. It doesn't really have that much pigmentation, which is why I put that silver down. Alrighty. So we're just blending it up in there. This is probably going to be a long video. I'm sure y'all already know that because there's a timestamp in the corner before you click on a YouTube video. But it's probably going to be long. So there we go. So that's pretty. It's brightening. So I think we're going to go cool tones on the bottom. I'm going to first grab the shade. Well, let's do the lid first. I'm going to grab one of my Urban Decay brushes that came in this one came in the, what do you call it? Alice in Wonderland palette. And if you want to know what I'm doing, I'm just kind of wiping it on a washcloth. All my washcloths are super stained. Because I think that this is Freak. This is Freak right here. I'm putting it on the lid in the very inner corner. Just to kind of like rinse off my brushes and make them nice. You can use the Vera Mona color switch. Oh, I forgot to put in a crease shade. We're gonna have to go grab that. So there's Freak. It's really pretty. There we go. We're just putting it on. These brushes are the best in the world for like just packing on some shadow. If you have one of these brushes, don't just throw it away. So I do like to put in a crease shade that's a little more neutral. And again, it's one of the products I'm trying to use up for the year. It's the Too Faced Bronzed and Beautiful palette. Where's my brush? Hello? Oh, here it is. So this is the brush that came in the Full Spectrum palette. I love it. I'm going to use the fluffy side and go into Chocolate Soleil and just kind of put it up in the crease. This is a very warm toned transition shade. And I do have like a neutral to cool undertone, as you can probably tell, just because I don't have on any makeup right now. But I just like to have it. I think it does help round out a look. Again, by no means does it need to be the Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It's just I want to use that up. I actually don't really love this product. Alright. So there, we've got green. Let's put some Thrash on the lower lash line. Thrash. This one's probably one of my favorite shades, if we're being honest. And we're going to just go ahead and put that right there. I don't know, maybe halfway there. You can't really see it that much. And I do have very small eyes. I know that. I wish I didn't. What do I do? So, we got Thrash. What are we gonna, let's put some Gonzo. Gonzo is one of my favorite shades. It's this really bright blue. We're gonna put that, we're gonna kind of blend it. I'm using the other side of the brush that came with this palette. I'm kind of using it to place and kind of blend it in with that Freak. I'm gonna put some more Freak over it though, because it's not. These are a little hard to blend. Because they're pressed pigments. So that makes them harder to blend, I think. But they're not bad. I mean, they're really pretty, and as you can tell, super pigmented. I want a little bit more Gonzo on this eye. And I'm just pulling it right up into the crease and kind of stopping right there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take the other side of this brush, and I'm going to put Chaos on the, I'm going to move Chaos kind of in the very middle. Chaos is another shade that I don't love. I think it's kind of patchy, so I don't really want to put it on my lids. I brought that down a little lower than I was planning. And I'm going back and forth to kind of blend. There we go. I'm going to take this brush from Micro Beauty. I don't know what it's called. It's an angled brush. And I'm going to go into Jilted. This is one of the shades that you're technically not supposed to use on your eyes. So if you don't want to use it, then don't. But 4 of the 10 shades, you're not going to want to, they say you can't technically use on your eyes. I'm just kind of putting it in this last 3/4 on top with Gonzo. And blending it again. And if you don't want to, if that makes you uncomfortable, I get that, but don't buy this palette. Because, I mean, you can use this. I actually used this as a lip the other day, and it was really pretty. So again, I'm just going to this other side. I'm not going into the very outer corner. And I'm just kind of placing and blending as I go. I find when you're using a very colorful look, you really want it to be blended as much as you can. Otherwise, you just look like you've got lines on your face. And I don't know, I don't think it's very pretty. I like that. Alright. We're going to go into Urban. And I'm just wiping that brush and I'm going to go into the very outer part. I'm going to try to get some pink in here too, guys. Don't even worry. We're going to make it work. Urban is a beautiful shade. So we're just going to the very outer corner and kind of pressing it and blending slightly. See that? I go real far out. Probably too far. But that's what I'm doing. Look at that. Like it. Big fan. Let's do it over here. I do recommend you do the same thing on both sides. Although for me, it never ends up looking the exact same. I don't know why. It just doesn't. So there's Urban. Oh, we got some fallout on that side. So I'm going to take care of that. Alright. So I'm going to take a Q-tip. And I'm going to kind of just clean up that fallout. I did put purple powder a little bit on Chaos. Alright. So I'm going to take, where did the brush go? The brush that I was using. Go back into Chaos and just kind of put it back in that middle because you can't really see it anymore on this side. There we go. So, I'm going to put Fringe, which is another beautiful shade, and I'm going to put it in the very outer corner of my lower lash line. Right there. So we've kind of got like a dual gradient of different colors. You could use the same colors if you're feeling it. Alright. So we're very cool toned right now. I want to put a little bit of pink in there. We're going to use every shade. That's the goal. So far we've used 8 of 10. So the next two shades are again shades that they don't say that you can't use. This is a Crown blending brush. Pro Blending Fluff C433. They say you shouldn't use these on your eyes, so if that makes you uncomfortable. Again, so I'm going to Slowburn. And I'm going to kind of just work it into the crease. Just a little bit. And make it really pretty and blended. Going a little bit over to Urban. And I kind of want to go on the very outside of Urban and just make it look all blended and pretty. This is not really the most wearable look. But I like it. I'm going into the lab today. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side, obviously. I'm going into the lab and making some maps for a class and for my thesis. So I feel like my friends and pretty much everyone in the marine science program where I go to school just knows, alright, Becky's going to wear some makeup some days. My boyfriend and I, some people aren't going to like this, and that's okay. We call it getting hookered up when I get like real into it. Like today. Today's kind of hookered up. Look at that. That's a lot, but I like it. And then I'm going to take, so this is a really thin little fluffy brush. It's on the other side of the Urban Decay. The brush that came in the, whatchamacallit, Alice in Wonderland palette. Y'all, this palette gets so like janky looking real quick. And I'm going to put it kind of as a cut crease. Right there. Maybe I should have done this the other order, but I don't know. So just really working it into that. It's a really thin brush, so it makes it really nice to do this. And again, just blend it out. I think you can wear these a lot more wearable if it's really blended and pretty. I love it. It's a little much. I love it. If y'all would like to see a tutorial with this palette that's not quite so much, let me know and I'll do that as well. So that's pretty much the eye look. I'm going to put, I need a brow bone highlight. I'm going to go into my Too Faced Matte Eye palette. This is, I've done a full review of it. If you want to see that, I'll link it below. It's a nice palette. It's got some really good neutrals and kind of essentials. I'm going to go into the shade Velveteen Buddy, which is just a white. This is that same crown brush. And I'm just going to go in and put that in the highlight. I like a very matte brow bone highlight. That's just my preference. Then, eyeliner. I'm going to use the black Rimmel Scandaeleyes. These are great. Mine needs to be sharpened, so it's kind of a thicker one, and that's what I want for today's look. I did this the other day, and I was kind of obsessed with it. So we're going to just go on the line as close to the lower lash line as you can. But you do want kind of a thicker line. I did this, I posted another rainbow look that's very different than this one actually on my Instagram, which is linked down below always. And I did this and I really liked the way it looked. So these are like a few dollars and they're great. I think they actually might be $5. But I highly recommend you pick them up because they're great. So there we go. So that kind of rounds out the look also. I do have really small eyes, so you know, what are you going to do there? And I'm going to grab this. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Liquid Liner in Bobby Dazzle. They don't make this one anymore, but you could probably find something else. You just want something with a very thin brush. Very thin. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually kind of go and we're going to line right up to the lash line so it looks like you've got two eyeliners on. These are really liquidy as well, which I think probably helps. Oh gosh. And this is a very silver one. I do have a, you can see it just opens it up so much. I have a NYX one in the shade Gunmetal. There we go. Isn't that pretty? You can see I messed up a little bit. And I always get on my eyelashes. Gosh. But the one in Gunmetal is not near as, like, brightening. It's more of like a deeper gray. So. A big old clump on my eyelashes actually, but we'll get rid of that with mascara. It's not perfect, not at all. There we go. But I think it just adds some fun to it. Big fan of that. So I'm going to put on my mascara, which is another one instead of my 17 and 17. It's the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. It's almost out, like, kind of ridiculously so. So I'm just going to put a couple coats of this. I don't love this mascara. As you can just see, when you try to get close to your, like, these lashes on the inside, there's just no bristles there. I don't know why. It's kind of like the opposite of like the Benefit They're Real, which you know has that ball at the end so you can really get in there. This is like the opposite. It's like you can't get in there. I don't know why they would do that. And I do kind of wiggle it just to kind of fan them out. I like really voluminous lashes, and this doesn't really, even though it's a Lash Blast Volume, I don't think it gives that much volume. This look you could totally rock some falsies with, if that's your thing. I was actually just telling one of my subscribers just the other day, I like the idea of false lashes, but it's not realistic for my life, and it's just one more beauty product that I just have to start spending money on. So I'm not a falsies girl unless there's like a really special occasion. Like I wore them like on Halloween like 2 years ago. But that's just not my thing. So if you're a falsies person, this is a good look for falsies. I lost something. I'm looking for some eyeshadow. There it is. Oops. Eyeshadow down. Eyeshadow down. So now I'm going to go into my brows. I'm going to use the Smashbox Smudger brush. And I'm going to use my Coastal Scents Reveal 2 palette sampler. Another 17 and 17 product. Again, I'm really just trying to focus in on these, get them out as soon as possible. And I'm going to go into this matte brown. It's kind of cool. It works for my eyebrows, I think. So you can always use an eyeshadow. One of the reasons why I love eyeshadow so much is you can use it for anything. You're going to see I'm going to use it as a highlighter in a second. To set my under eyes, you could totally, I was talking to someone, I think it was that same subscriber actually, and we were talking about how you're not supposed to use 4 of these shades on your eyelids. So what are you going to do with them? Well, like, you could hardcore use them as blush. Like, especially Savage and Slowburn. You could use those as blushes. You can use them as lipsticks. I've done that. Y'all, this is going to be a long video. I'm done with the eye look. So if y'all don't really care about watching me put on, like, my base makeup, I'm not offended. But I just want to kind of give y'all a full look. I don't know how people go so fast in these. They can probably edit out stuff, but y'all know I don't know how to edit. My goal for the summer, right now I've just got too much with my classes and my research, but I'm hoping, and I also have three jobs on top of that. I'm hoping that over the summer I can, I don't really like the way that looks. That's a little extreme today. Some days it gets really intense. It looks a lot more intense on my camera too than it does in real life. So you just blend it out. Yeah. There we go. That looks slightly better. It's a little strong. I don't usually do them that strong, but that's one of the downsides of using eyeshadow. So, my goal for the summer is to try to learn how to edit. This is the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer. And it's got this weird like paddle thing, so I'm just gonna put it right here. And I feel like if I could edit, it would just increase the quality of my videos. Alright. And there we go. Just rub it in my fingers. It's really, really slippery. We're done with you for right now. Urban Decay Eyeliner Palette. I'm going to use the Covergirl Stay Fabulous Outlast. And I don't love this foundation, but I also felt like I was using way too much of it, and it really made me hate it. So, you know, foundation you should layer. I'm going to use the Black Beauty Blender to do this. I always start with my nose, and I kind of twist it. This foundation it's a good color match to me, I think. It's 805 Ivory. I kind of twist it, and I think that makes it have a more natural look. So you see, I press and twist. You see that? I talked about that in the favorites a heck of a long time ago. But I feel like if you just pound like this, it just doesn't blend it as well. And when I was doing that, I really didn't even like my Beauty Blender. And now, I do it this way, and I really like it. That looks pretty good, right? So I'm going to go in with another pump. I'm almost out. Whoa. Just shot some across the room. So I'm just going to put some on my chin. Like just right in the center of my face. Which is where I kind of need the coverage to increase. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. I do think this is pretty buildable. I don't think it's like People act like it's super full coverage. I think it's decently full coverage, but I would say it's not like insane coverage. There we go. Concealer. I'm going to go back into that Too Faced Matte Eye Velveteen shade. I'm going to use my Revlon Age Defying Concealer. And I'm going to use my Smashbox brush, which I can't find. Where are you, Smashbox? I really can't find it. Okay, well, I'm going to use this Lab Just Blending In brush. I'm going to put Velveteen Bunny on it. Use this concealer and just swipe it under the eyes. Be careful that you don't go too close in and mess up all that work we did under the eyes. Sometimes I do my under eye concealer and then do my under eye kind of smudgy stuff. It really just depends. You can do either one, honestly. And there we go. I'm going to set it with that eyeshadow because, again, you can use eyeshadow for anything in the world. I'm also just going to take that eyeshadow right down the middle of my nose. I don't like a shimmery nose highlight. I only like shimmery highlight on the top of the cheekbones, honestly. So, blend that in. Can y'all hear them working? I have my maintenance men and the laundry room like right down there. So if y'all can hear that, I'm sorry. I'm sure that's annoying. There we go. Base is pretty much done. I'm going to use that same Neutrogena Crease Proof eyeshadow as a liquid contour. Or a cream contour. I'm going to go right on my nose. And then right in the hollows of my cheekbones. I feel like I kind of have good cheekbones. This is the Tarte blending brush. Blend it out. Which I feel like sounds really vain. I don't mean it to sound vain, but I feel like I have a pretty decent hollow. You gotta claim what you got, girls. Boys, humans, dogs, whatever. You gotta claim what you got. You know, if you feel like something about you is pretty, well, I'm sure a lot about you is pretty. That sounded kind of hateful. But if you're like, ooh, I really like my chin, there's nothing wrong with that. Body Shop Loose Face Powder, another 17 and 17 product. I don't really like this powder. It's very powdery. You can use it as a foundation. This is the Luxie Beauty Blush Brush 514. But I think it's good. It's really, they have really long wispy bristles. So I feel like it's good for kind of just very lightly placing some powder if it's like really thick powder. So that's what I'm doing with it. I'm just literally working in a lid. There we go. I was gonna put concealer on my chin, but I didn't, and now it's just too late. That's okay. I'm gonna use these two brushes. I really like this eyeshadow, guys. I'm feeling it. This is by Beauty Basics, and it's like their contour brush. It's their angled contour brush. I'm going to go back into that Chocolate Soleil. Contour my cheekbones. I really like this brush. I think it's like a really nice density. And it's just pretty. And it works really nice. I'm going to go into that. Just my nose just a little bit. There. Then I'm going to go into the BH Cosmetics highlighter brush. I love this, and go into Powdered Sun. Whoop. Put it on those cheekbones. This doesn't have a mirror, and I really wish it did. You can also use these as eyeshadow, obviously. And the blush. Motto Co. Blush Cheek Powder in Peach Bellini. Super pigmented blush. So I try to apply it relatively lightly. This is the BH Cosmetic Angled Blush Brush. you go. I just kind of wish it back, put it on my cheeks. See what I'm saying? That's kind of a lot. Then I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics bronzer brush, which I want another brush like this because this one sheds really bad. I'm going to go into Snow Bunny and just kind of very lightly dust it on my cheek, down the center, and then Sun Bunny and go on the perimeters and on my neck. I really like the idea of this brush, but it sheds really bad. So I would like a brush like this that didn't shed. Go on my neck, on my chest a little bit. I'm trying not to flash y'all because that would just be embarrassing. So that was a long video. That's how I do my makeup. I hope you like this. If you want to see a different look with the Urban Decay Electric palette or anything else I have, let me know. If y'all like tutorials, I'm so down with making them. They're obviously going to be long, but if you like it, I'm cool with it. Let me know if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments. I realize I don't have any lip on. But my lip palette is in my purse, so I'm going to just do that off camera. It's going to be a nude lip. If y'all, do y'all want to see it? I feel like I'm kind of cheapening out on y'all. But I don't have the product, so sorry guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know what else you want to see on my channel. I like to know. If you like this video, like it, subscribe to this channel. You can see whatever you want. I have a lot of videos I'm going to keep on posting. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all real soon. Bye.